Alicia here again. Now my voice is still kind of not quite back, but I thought I would go ahead and do another video anyway. So what I'm going to be making today is one of my mom's recipes, and it is kind of an old school recipe. It is from probably around the 1950s, maybe a little older than that. And what it is old-fashioned apple crisp. So this recipe is incredibly easy. It comes together really quick, and it tastes delicious. And since I'm not feeling the best lately, and I've been dealing with my poor pooch, who's definitely not been feeling the best. And here's my poor little pooch, recovering from her surgery. I figured a little comfort dessert was in order, so that is why I'm making this, and I thought I would go ahead and film it for you and show you how easy it is to put this together. So, the first thing that you are going to need is apples. Now what I have here are Matsu apples. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but M-A-T-S-U apples. They are a little bit on the tart side. Probably the ideal apple for this would be Granny Smith, but I had a lot of these left, and so I wanted to go ahead and use them up. But normally I would use Granny Smith for this recipe. So what I have here is probably about 8 cups. Well, it's actually probably more than that, but the recipe calls for 8 cups of sliced Granny Smith. And so I'm not sure exactly what I have here, probably more, but I'm gonna go with it. And then what you're gonna need is a 1/2 cup of water, and then a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And this is just gonna go with the apple mixture. Now over here we have what's gonna go into the topping. I'm sorry. My voice is cracking. So over here's what's going to go into the topping. You're going to have 1½ cups of flour, 2/3 cup butter, a cup of granulated sugar, and a cup of brown sugar. And then just a sprinkle of cinnamon on this. I'm not gonna measure it. It's probably maybe 1/4 teaspoon, 1/2 at the most, but not a lot for the crumble part. So that's all you're gonna need for this. The first thing you are gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna take your apples here, and you're gonna pour the 1/2 cup of water on them. And then you're going to put the cinnamon and salt on them. Just sprinkle that on there. And now I'm gonna kind of just stir this so that all the apples get coated. So I will finish stirring this and then I will be back. Okay, and that is what it looks like when it is all stirred. And my oven just went off, which reminded me that I forgot to tell you. First thing you want to do before anything is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so after you've got this done, next thing you're going to do is your crumble. Okay, so to do this part, all you're going to do is dump all your ingredients in a bowl. So my flour, my butter, and you want this kind of softened just so that it breaks up easier, which mine is because it's not coming out. And your sugar, and just kind of a sprinkle of cinnamon. Okay, so now you're going to take a pastry blender or pastry cutter, And you're just going to blend all this together. And if you don't have a pastry cutter, using my fingers here. If you don't have a pastry cutter, you can just stir this up with a fork, and that'll work too. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of cut all this together, and when I get it done, I will be back and show you the next step. Okay, I've got this all blended. I probably should have used a little bigger bowl because I've got half of it on the table, but it is all blended. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our apples, and you're going to, actually let me clean this table off real quick and I will be back. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a 13x9 pan, and you're going to take your apples and just pour them in. And I'm just going to use my hand and spread these around in here. Okay, now that I've got these pretty much spread out, now all I'm going to do is take my crumb mixture and I'm going to just spread it evenly along the top here. Okay, and that is it. And now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it in my preheated oven, and I'm going to start out cooking it for probably about 45 minutes, and then I will check on it. You also want to cook this uncovered. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and I will be back and show you when it is done. And here it is out of the oven. It took just about an hour. I will show you it when I have it plated up. I gotta let it cool for a little bit first. Okay, and here it is in a bowl. I went ahead and put some just whipped topping on this. It's good all by itself, but I like putting a little whipping cream or ice cream on this. But all in all, like I said, you can just eat it by itself because it is really, really good. You've got the tartness from the apples mixed with the sweet, buttery crumble that's on top, and it's just absolutely delicious. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.